Good evening, folks. Hello, you. It's Sunday night. It's Audio Who. I'm a little quieter this week. I've not been on the bevy. And why am I echoing?
Oh, something there.
All right.
Must be the rehab.
Yeah, must be. As Amy Winehouse says, I've been to rehab. No, no, no. So, guys, this week we are gathered, and we are ready to talk brass tacks over Tom Baker, Lalla Ward, John Leeson, and a two-parter in the Fourth Doctor Adventures' fifth season, entitled The Paradox Planet and the Legacy of Death. Very environmental, very timey-wimey, batshit crazy, ancestors, invading future, family members, fossil fuels, and a whole heap of shit going down. What do you think about it? Well, you're about to find out. But before we get to that, well, let's get to this. It's your panel for this evening. All the way from Cali, it's Sue for TARDIS Blue. All right, Sue, nice Aussie hat.
Thank you. It's great to be here, and it's great to be doing Tom Baker.
Well, that's good to know. Have a jelly, baby. Joining us early doors on a Monday morning, it's the Thunder from Down Under. Hey, Jay, how goes it in Kangaroo Land? Yeah, good. That's a jolly jumbuck. All the way from NYC, it's Mr. Will Medina. Well, how goes it, man?
I'm sad, man. We lost Bernie Ritson today.
Yeah, Bernie Ritson, Chuck Berry, all the greats are gone, man. All the way from Tottenham, Philip, how's it going?
Hello, I'm well, thank you. It's good to be here as well.
Excellent. And sorry to hear you're having trouble with your light bulb. And all the way from the bowels of hell, where it's still seethingly hot, it's my good buddy for Corpus Christi. It's Texas Sam Wells. Timbo, how goes it, man?
Howdy.
Good to have you, man. Excellent. So, guys, the Paradox Planet and the Legacy of Death. Talk about a noodle scratcher. As AJ alluded to, two TARDISes, 3 K9s, 1 Machina, some rebels, some scientists with notorious goals, and a whole lot of mayhem with 2 Time Lords in tow. What did I think about this? Okay, opening thoughts. Whoa, can I get your opening thoughts, please, mate, on the Paradox Planet and the Legacy of Death? Tom Baker, Lalla Ward, and John Leeson.
Holy smokes, man. I had to listen to it twice to get this in my head. Because there's too much paradoxes going on. Like you said, 3 K9s, 2 TARDISes. But when you listen to it straight through both of them, because if you notice, like in certain areas, it looked like somebody was about to get hit like that, or something bad was going to happen. Luckily, you know, when you go to the next part, it continues to explain what's going on, especially the situation with the TARDISes. That's how come the Doctor and K9 especially, and Romana say, no, you cannot grab that TARDIS. We got to use this TARDIS because we got to, you know, like it cannot be touched now. So it was pretty unusual. And then what bugged me out is about this whole situation, this war that's going on with the generations. If you look at it, just listen to it and knowing what's going on, you know for a fact that both of them started it. Because you got one fool who created time travel with the energy that it takes to power it up. Then you got another fool who decided to use that time travel to go back to steal from the past, which makes no sense. If you would just leave everything alone and just use that crystal energy to say, like, clean the planet like they do at the end of the story, none of this would have happened. But instead, you got a bunch of knuckleheads who think they outsmart each other or outbully each other. And it's a miracle some characters did not get automatically wiped out from their past ancestry getting killed. So that's a little bit unusual on that thing. It's not a bad story, but you really got to listen to it to understand it. Especially when you got like we take, like, you know, the 3 K9s and the 2 TARDISes and all that, and then them jumping back and forth in the, you know, in the time stuff like that. Oh man, I still don't understand how the hell a tank could go back in time with all that weight on it, man. I mean, you hear you say that we're gonna have a rough landing. It should have been jumping out of the sky and hitting the floor hard. That kind of weight on.
Yeah, it's ironic that this story opens with the Doctor trying to play the fiddle. Know very well, I might add. And we have Romana being basically engulfed in this tank because both of them are in the same point in time within the vortex. And a whole bunch of hell ensues. Philip, anything for you on this one, mate? Opening thoughts? Paradox Planet, Legacy of Death.
I kind of hate these kind of stories because it requires you to use your brain. Yeah, use your brain. And I can't use my brain with these sort of stories because you, like what we just said, you really got to knuckle down and listen to it to get the gist of what's going on. And I was sort of like in and out of concentration of the story, so I lost most of the thread of it. So I'm not going to lie, I don't know what's going on. I didn't understand it to a certain level, but I did try to enjoy it. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Honesty's the best policy, Phil. Well done.
There you go.
Timbo, you like a challenge? How was this for you?
I disagree. I didn't think it was that challenging. I don't think it's that hard to follow either. It's pretty straightforward that that some of the characters move to the future and some of them stay in the past, which is why there are multiple things because the story's going back and forth.
Yep.
As far as the I like the idea of it quite a bit because the guys in the future who are invading the past don't realize that they're actually causing their own problems in the future. I'm surprised they haven't tried this kind of story before because as far as they're the ones causing the problems for themselves in the future by stealing from the past. And in a way, it kind of reflects the way the world is today, where the countries are all in debt so much that they're actually borrowing from the future and ruining the future for their grandkids or whatever, which is what we always hear on the news and stuff. But I mean, aside from the politics of it, it is very environmentalist and stuff like that, but they don't really knock you over the head with it, which is good. 'Cause I hate being preached to. I don't like.
Yeah. Let's go green and all that.
Held hands. We could save the planet from.
That kind of stuff. Yeah, it wasn't a green death bad, I'll give you that. But yeah, go on.
Well, I like the story very much. It's very, very Series 17. I love this team, the Doctor and Romana and K9. And I like how this story is happening and they just get in and they get all wrapped up in it as well and actually cause things to happen and become involved in a very big way. Like in other words, K9 becomes a deity to these people in the future or whatever. And it's very Douglas Adams-y. It's very Moffat-esque in a way as well, the way it's kind of timey-wimey. But I think it's a very clever story. I don't think it's that hard to follow though. I'm really surprised you had a problem with it, Phil.
All right, cool, mate. AJ, how was this one for you, mate? Opening thoughts?
Yeah, I really like this two-part story. I didn't find it hard to follow either. This is the second time I've heard both. I love the part where, the story would randomly start with the Doctor in the TARDIS doing something random, like trying to paint a painting or play the violin or something. It sort of gives that little bit of random comedy to it a little. I agree with the whole thing with they created their own problem in the future by stealing from the past. I saw that quite easily, like, not caring about what the past has to do with their future and their present and so on. I just don't get why instead of stealing animals and stuff, they just didn't take DNA and clone their animals. I mean, you could have easily had a viable animal thing in a few generations. But it was awesome hearing K9 being worshipped and, very Wizard of Oz almost, the man behind the curtain. So it was really good. It took elements from here, there, and everywhere. And it was just very comical and enlightening in a way.
Excellent. Good, mate. And Sue, how about you with this one? Opening thoughts?
K9 Ex Machina. Yeah, K9 was radical. And John Leeson nails the breaking down K9, the really tired K9, and the really energized Bran, straight off the TARDIS K9. It was fun to listen to those three differences. And the Fourth Doctor was brilliant as usual, really fun to listen to him. And Romana was awesome. She was charismatic and caring at the same time. She had a lot of good.
She was a stroppy bitch in parts in this, don't lie. Come on.
But she was really charismatic and she was, forceful. Yeah.
That's just Lalawald. It's nothing major. Yeah.
But the way she played her, she was like the answer to so many of the equations, and she helped sort it out, and she created the time machine for them, basically.
The fearless Romana, yes. No, I can think of another few words beginning with F. Good stuff. Thanks, Sue. Anything else, or are you done now?
I really enjoyed the parts. When I first listened to it, I listened to the Legacy of Death after Paradox Planet.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Or I mean Paradox Planet after Legacy of Death, and I
wouldn't recommend that. No.
That was the way it should go. But then I re-listened to it, and I figured out why I was so confused, because anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately, this two-parter's no like flip-flop, folks. You can't listen to it either way, and it makes sense either way. So, Paradox Planet first, and Legacy of Death, if you want to go listen to this someday. Thank you.
Yep, that's the right way.
As for me, yeah, as the guys have alluded to, the TARDIS team are sublime for back in season 17/18. Great trio here. Some of the cast, well, who was the chick, Campbell Jones, who was in McGann's finale?
Shola.
Shola, yeah. She was. I really enjoyed her. It was nice to get her back into the fray. She obviously was cast in The Night of the Doctor. Fortunately for her, she didn't die in this one, which makes a change. Then we had, was it Drang? Commander Drang?
Drang, that by Simon Rouse.
Now, see the fellow that was in Kinder, or am I thinking of the other fellow? Yeah, aye. He was the fellow that was in Kinder, obviously with Pete Davison. So it was good to get him back on board, back into the universe. That was good. And obviously you had the subtle bits of comedy as well. Case in point, Tom Baker, would you like a jelly baby? No? Well, that's okay. I wasn't going to offer you one anyway. We fantastic subtle things like that. John Leeson on the money, the different facets of K9 has Sue alluded to. And yeah, Tim's got a point. When they start to get too preachy with the whole environmental message, I kind of sit back in my chair and groan in despair. But this one wasn't too heavy. And the time travel complex element of the story, that always kept you interested. So all good at this bald aging Scotsman's end for this two-parter indeed. Right, guys. Any events, characters or instances that stood out for you? And I'm still echoing for some reason. I'm in the air of this. Well, what do you reckon, Matt?
Well, I liked it, how the Doctor, K9, and Romana was worshipped. Not as, because of...
Oh, the rebel group. Yeah,
because the rebel group was worshipping them, not realizing that it was K9 that was the Machina, because... you didn't want to, that was pretty cool that it wasn't, they didn't notice that, because, K9 was able to help them to do certain things without revealing everything, because, he had to wait a certain time to be able to jump to the next part. The girl that worshipped them the most, that was, that she was like almost like a fanatic of them like that. It was unusual to see her go back to the past and stay there.
What was that character's name again?
Well, she was the acolyte of Machinas.
Yeah.
What was her name? It wasn't Medea, right?
Medea, was that the one who was like the guard? No.
Yeah, or was it Tyrus? The Tyrus.
Well, whatever one it was, we do well with character names. But anyway, you continue, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, but it was unusual to see her that she stayed back in the past with the guard from the future, with a military guy. That they decided to stay there. And then what was unusual, we never knew if they ever had kids and maybe one of their descendants was somebody that was in was in the future, that as another character. That would have been unusual to see that. That we never found that out. That pretty stood out. I liked that. Of course, he had the scientist from the past. I think Embry was his name. He created the time travel. And without realizing that if he just didn't do it, none of this would have happened. It was one of the both so that when the Doctor took him to the future, he ended up getting his just desserts. It was bad, but it was You know.
It's funny you mentioned that. Embry, played by crap. So, yeah, what was it? He was in. Was it? He was a Tom Baker one. City of Death. There we go. Yeah. I'm surprised they bumped him off in episode 2.
They made a point that the people in the future knew he disappeared with no reason for his disappearance, and that's why he went to the future and then immediately got shot. So I mean, it was like, okay, and see, that goes to show too that these guys in the future were just going on false history in a way, because this guy wasn't necessarily a bad guy. I don't think he wasn't a good guy, but he was concerned about the same thing these guys in the future were, and he was creating time travel. I mean, he was doing this time travel thing to try and help his people, I guess. So.
No, I don't have an issue with the fact that he was disposed with. It's just the fact that I thought he might have lasted till at least episode 3, and they bumped him off in episode 2, and I'm like,
I thought they should just brought him back as Duggan.
he was sort of
punching people again. Yeah.
He was sort of a mad scientist, though. You know, he was like, I'm going to do this, and it's going to be brilliant, sort of thing.
Yeah. It's funny because when I first heard Embry talk, I thought it took me back to the fella playing the lead scientist in the Silurians in The Hungry Earth and Cold Blood. That type of character.
Doesn't he sound a lot like Jeffrey Beavers?
He did
a little bit like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's what stood out. It was funny. Like him and his future counterpart wanted the Doctor or Romana to tell them the secret of time travel.
Time travel, yeah.
And then that's not going to happen because they're not going to break the first law.
Yeah.
But that stood out. So those characters stood out real good.
Okay. All right, Phil, went and standard for you, mate. Apart from a sore head.
A sore head, yeah. But I did like how they resolved that bomb where Romana puts K9 into the bomb casing and then.
Oh yeah.
In there for about how many thousand, 100 years?
1,000 years. 1,000.
1,000 years defusing the bomb. And so that was quite a clever thing as well. So I like that part of it. And the idea of a tank traveling through time, that's a bit of a weird thing anyway in itself.
Wow.
And yes, and as you said earlier about Tom Baker trying to play the, was it violin or what was he playing?
Do the violin or the fiddle, one of the two. I mean, you best do that with it. So,
that was nicely executed and very nice for me.
Yeah, not doing it very well. Yes.
But I do like the fact that K9 had a lot to do in the story, because sometimes he's always put to the sidelines, but this was his story, I reckon.
That's the tin dog for you, you know. Yeah, he's everywhere in this one.
Yeah.
AJ, how about you, mate?
I like the part where Romana is interrogating K9 going, you know, who told you this? And he's like, unknown. She goes, was it the doctor? Yes.
Don't tell him I was involved. Yeah.
Yeah. I also like how the Doctor tricked Embry in sending him and the Doctor into the future, and shortly after he gets, eradicated. There's a lot of good parts to this story. It's just that it was hard to pick one or two that really would stand out. But the one where they went back to the past at the end of the story and just stayed there, sort of probably closing the circle of the time paradox. So, that's it. We're done with it now. That's what I thought, at least. I don't know if anyone else had a different thought, but I thought that was really clever.
All right. Cool, mate. Timbo, how about you?
Well, I like the idea that the Doctor seems to know he's playing a long game, because they like Phil pointed out, they leave K9 in a thing for 1,000 years, and he stays there and becomes part of the future, and it's just cool how they go back and forth like that, and he doesn't seem to have a problem with that. He's almost acting a bit like Seven. But
yeah, well, that could be dangerous. Ugh.
But yeah, otherwise, I really like that you really get that feel of that series 17, with the Doctor off on his own, being very clever. You got Romana wandering around acting like the Doctor and being very clever. And then, like Philip pointed out, too, K9 gets a lot to do in this. So it's a really good story that would have fit right in if they had done it back then. It is it really is a very Douglas Adams kind of story, I think.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it very much.
I concur, mate. I concur. All right, Sue.
The delightful interplay between Romana and Embry was great. I loved how she really came to assist him and understand him and get through his maniacal side and stuff. It was fun, and I loved the I love the bit where K9 was defusing a bomb in an ancient computer, and I love the line, you don't look like you're in your prime.
Oh, like, yes, like yeah. Harping back to those
prime computers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was fun. It was like, oh my gosh, I caught something fun.
Yeah, they were harping back to the old early 80s prime computer ads that the two of them done. Oh, that was just put in there for an Easter egg for people in the know, so go figure. You know.
Yep, there was an Easter egg.
Yeah, there you go. Happy Easter, folks. Yeah, and for me, I like the stuff I enjoyed has been covered with the guys. There seemed to be a hell of a lot of emphasis with these bombs underground, man. You had part one where they got the wrong deactivation code. Oh, sorry, mate, we've been given the wrong code. Goodbye. Oh, is that all? Yeah. Yes, and obviously that was resolved with K9 being in there in the past and defusing it for 1,000 years. Another thing I find ironic, was it Drang? Was he the one that sacrificed himself to some type of plant creature or something at the end, or cannibal thing?
Oh, like, I think one of the animals that must have jumped him at that.
I think he actually jumped into the encasing or something, unless I picked that up wrong. But he noble sacrifice after he fucked up one too many times. He's like, screw this, I'm out of here. So, yeah, he became cow for something. Not entirely sure what it was, but
yes,
that's one way to resolve him, even though we got rid of Embry pretty early on. But all in all, as Tim's alluded to numerous times, very Douglas Adams-y. Hell, very Stephen Moffat as well. A good combo of the two, if you want to be technical. You know, so that'll get somebody with their flaming fingers of fury going out right with the keyboard section, but tough shit, that's what it is.
Well, I mean, you can see that you can see where Moffat was influenced by this period of the show as well. I mean, growing up watching it. So I mean, these are kind of stories he likes to tell. I mean, and I think Adams did too in the way. Adams was only there for a short time though, just this one series as the script editor. But it has a lot of the elements that he would play with, like these ideas about, you know, science and time travel and whatnot. So
good point. Right, guys, open mic portion of the cast. Anything else you want to bring up, get off your chest before we get this rated in the can and consigned to the archives?
I was very perplexed about the time travel. I was a little bit nervous with remember in the end the female stayed to start the machine that would clean the planet.
Is that no Shola?
So, I think that was I think it was Shola.
No, that was Medea, right?
Medea.
Medea.
Okay, right.
She had been bad at some point, and this was her way of making up for it.
She was the one who was the mole.
She was the mole. She was the mole.
Okay, right.
That's why when they go to the future, it's already all good and clean again. It's like
but she stayed to run the machines and all that.
The job.
Right.
That was pretty nice.
But if I could add something, I wish they had brought back Chad Bond as Duggan at some point. Maybe not for this story, but a different one, because that would have been great. I mean, because you know, everybody loves him in City of Death because he just goes around punching people.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It would just be really funny if the Doctor and Romana ran into him again somewhere. Maybe not Paris, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
that would have been hilarious.
Excellent. I also love the behind the scenes in that when they were actually talking about that. When Tom Baker actually said, "You can't do that," and the director walked up and said, keep that in. All right, no bother. You know. Excellent. Good old Duggan, and he's punching. Couldn't be that.
That was great to hear the behind the scenes on these, because everybody gave such a heartwarming stories, and everybody was like praising each other. It was great.
I'm not exactly going to sit there and go, he's an asshole, she's a bitch. I mean, let's be fair. Would they make it in a CD? I mean, you know.
Well, it's interesting how many alumni from other stories are in this, though. You've got him, you've got the Ruse guy, and then you got the girl that was in McGann's last outing. So I mean, it's plus quite a few others, I'm guessing. But it's not every story that you get that many people from stories that you know.
Yeah,
very well.
That's true.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah. Campbell Jones. Okay, guys.
Did you mention Kinda, the Kinda alumni?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the boy who played.
Was it Rouse or Rouse?
I think it's Simon Rouse. Yeah. If I pronounce that wrong, you can flame me later. I'm Scottish. What are you going to do?
Yeah, he played Grang.
Yeah, he was Drang, yeah. All right. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, I didn't like the idea of having all these bombs planted in the ground for 1,000 years. What happens if an earthquake happened and set them off early or something?
And they're fucked.
Exactly, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
The story would have ended faster.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Thought I might understood it better. Yeah, you know.
And the other thing is, the one thing I liked was they had different terms for time travel. You know, time dive, time rise, chrononaut.
But they were burning the crystals to do that?
The crystals were in the bomb.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the ones who was Drang and his crew. When they were time drive or whatever the hell they were doing, they were burning the crystals too.
They were burning the energy from the crystal to go jump in time.
What is cool is though that you have the past antagonizing the future and the future antagonizing the past. They're literally at war with each other.
Yeah, vice versa, flip flop.
And they're really making their own problems. If they just chill out for a little while, then they wouldn't be having these problems. You know,
chill out, kick back, smoke some weed with Willie. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, to be fair, because like AJ points out, they're leaving bombs to blow up future people. That's just wrong.
That's kind of shit.
Yeah, the same thing. The future's coming back and stealing animals and making them extinct in the past, so that they can have them in the future. When in other words, they're the ones making them extinct. So I mean, it's like the Ouroboros. It's like a snake eating itself. It ended up ruining the planet.
Yeah,
I mean they have. So
it's that old saying, you know.
So
it's not exactly a bootstrap paradox, but it's not too far off it. What? Sorry, what?
No, it's okay. So the when they were eating when they were bringing the animals back to the future, you know, that was such a harken to, like, you know, Star Trek 4 where they bring the whales back. But
fucking whale. Sorry, I can't stand that movie.
Oh, okay. Okay. And
but there is a Star Trek reference in the story that when the future was jumping back in time, you could hear the sound effect of the teleportation of the Enterprise being used.
Oh, well, really? Cool.
Oh, that wasn't a Leonard Nimoy standing there and Zachary Quinto going, "I'm now you." Anyway. Anyway, Abrams' Trek notwithstanding, it's that time again.
Well, teach Philip how to change a light bulb.
Well, to be fair, I think he's quite good at that. It just depends if he gets around to the square one. The Paradox Planet and Legacy of Death. The Fourth Doctor Adventures, Season 5. Crap, is it Story 3 and 4 or 4 and 5? I forget. Whatever the hell it is. It's in Season 5 anyway.
I think it's 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Tom Baker, Lila Ward, and John Leeson. Okay, Phil, for this two-parter that you only listen to a part and a half of, what do you get?
Because as you said, I listened to a part and a half of it, so I didn't get the whole picture. I'm going to give it a general 6 because it is complicated, but I think it's a good story. So a 6 for me.
Note to self. I'll take your time, folks. Yeah. Well, how about you, mate?
I give it an 8 out of 10. It's a good time crazy story, but once you get to listen to the whole thing, you understand it completely, and it stands out pretty good. And the ending was great. So I give it an 8 out of 10. Excellent.
All right, Sue. What did the TARDIS boy say?
I'll say an 8.5. I really liked it, and it made me, you know, ponder. I had to listen to it a couple of times through.
All tingly inside. Whoa! And I've done you, sorry. AJ.
You wish.
Yeah. He's really lucky I'm not easily offended. AJ, what do you give this one?
I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It was a perfect time travel story. Tom Baker being Tom Baker, Romana being Romana. Awesome.
Excellent. Timbo, what's the view for Dekico?
Well, I'm giving it a 10. It was entertaining from start to finish. That's all you can ask. So I liked it very much. Gets a 10 from me.
Excellent. And I'm going to concur with Sue. I'm going to give this a solid 8.5. Season 17 at its finest has been mentioned, and it's Tom Baker, jelly babies galore, and John Leeson gets plenty of bones to chew on in this two-parter. So
yeah, you can eat all of them, but leave the green ones.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, those are his.
Yeah, exactly. Those are his. Oh man. There we go, guys. Done, dusted, finito in the can. Next week, guys and dolls, we'll be going back to that manipulative little Scotsman with the hat and the umbrella with good old number 7. Kicking off a trilogy with himself and Tracy Childs and Philip.
And the story we are visiting is called 1,000 Tiny Wings.
Yes, and that's not a reference to Philip's bank balance. This is a story that basically brings back Dr. Elizabeth Klein along with the 7th Doctor, and their story continues on its merry way. So we look forward to sitting down, listening to that, and giving it a bash next week. As always, guys, please check out our buddies on the wacky, wonderful world of the YouTube. You've got the guys and dolls there at Geeks Assembled with movies, TV shows, audio heads, and all the rest of it. You've got Harry with Doctor Who Use whenever he does that. As you do. You've got Dr. Freedom in his daily news broadcasts. He's a mega files and the adventures of Dr. Freedom and Eric, part Death Moon 8, I believe. I just went live today, so go and get that. Yeah, thank you, dear. Go and get that a bash. As always, guys, thanks to the panel for your attendance. It's good to be here, somewhat sober for once this Sunday. No soccer match on this weekend.
No, you broke.
Yeah, I know exactly. I'm getting the hell out of here, guys. We wish you all a safe and prosperous week. Be excellent to yourself and each other. And March Madness is almost over. April's a coming. Good night, folks. Take it easy.